why the delay was happening. So here, today we will see one program in part B. Part B, program number 4. Program to perform linear search. Okay, all of you give attendance in the chat box and then listen. There are only 29 participants. Huh? Now there are 37, 38 students and only 10 are not there. Huh? Join fast. What's the use now? Those who are joined. Now they may be waiting in the other link. That's why I'm asking. If your friends are there, you just inform. Your own group will be there, no? WhatsApp group without faculties. Okay, so now today we will see a program to perform linear search. Write a C program to perform a linear search. So part B, program number 4. So linear search we are going to perform in a linear array. You know what is a linear array? Linear array is another name for single dimensional array. What is single dimensional array? What is single dimensional array? Now unmute and speak, no? Johnson, can you tell me what is the single dimensional array? Johnson. Gautam. Gautam has unmuted. Students are answering in the chat box I am seeing. Tell me, Gautam, what is
Yes,
one dimensional array?
A list of items identified by a variable name and one subscript is called a linear array or a single dimensional array.
No, the benefit of writing note. He is reading from the note, I think, or from the screenshot of PPT. But anyway, good.
No, ma'am. Notes.
Notes. That's only, that is why I'm telling you to write notes. Now you got a good mark, no? So it is an array of elements or sequence of elements which are given adjacent memory location, right? And it is referred by a single variable name and with one subscript. The specialty of one-dimensional arrays, so there is only one dimension. That means we have only one row of elements, right? So for that we are using only one subscript. Yesterday we were seeing about two-dimensional arrays in which there we require two subscripts. The first subscript will be referring the row number, the other one will be the column number, right? So for declaring a linear or a single dimensional array, we need only one subscript. So that subscript will be given in the beginning when we are declaring an array. Suppose we are going to declare an integer array. What we have to do? We have to give the data type. You know, the data type is integer. So you have to start with the integer and then you have to give the name of the array. Suppose I am giving the name of the array as A, then you have to mention the size of the array. Suppose I am giving the size as 10, I'll be able to accept 10 elements in the array. So here, if the array size is given as 5, now here what is the size of the array? You know that it is given as a size of 5. If you are, if you want to have the size, like if you want to declare an array of size 10 and make use of only 5 position also, you can do. Here, as shown in the figure, we have only 5 positions reserved and we have 5 elements in the array. Understood? So here we are declaring an integer array of size 5. That means maximum number of elements which we can store in this array is 5. Understood? How many elements are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, what is the first element in the array? What is the element which is present in the first position? First position. First position. What is the first element present? Position in the first element, element in the first position. Element
4.
in the first position. 4, right? Element which is present in the fifth position. Fifth position. Why I am stressing?
9.
9.
Yes. Position, why I am telling is
9, ma'am.
position is what we see. Understood? Position is what we see. Index number is what computer sees. Okay. So position, in the first position, we have the number 4. Listen carefully, because with the B batch, I already fought with them, asking for this position and index and all. Listen here. Position of the element 4 is 1. Why? Index number of the element 4. Index number of the element 4 is 0. Are you all getting? Write in your notebook. Position of element 4. Position of element 4 is 1, while index number is 0. Similarly, for the element 6, position is what? Position is 2, while index number is 1. Got it? Position of, you know, the position. When you stand in a line, the one who is standing at the front will be telling it as his position is first. The second one, no? So it will just count and see which position, right? This is first position, means this will be second position. You don't see this index number when you're talking about position. Third position, fourth position, and fifth position. But when you are talking, you know, the computer will be understanding only the index number. So with the index number only we can tell the number at the index number 0. If you tell, it will be returning 4. So yesterday we studied how to access elements, single elements. For accessing single elements, I told you just need to pass the index number in square bracket. When you declare, we are giving the total size of the array. But when you are accessing a particular element throughout the program, when you are assigning or accessing, that is to get the number and to display the number, you can use you can make use of the index number. If I am writing a of 0, it will be referring to a of 0. So whenever we are using a variable name, computer will be taking its value, right? So when I am referring as a of 0, computer will be referring to the element at a of 0, which is the element at a of 0, 4. So when I am writing a of 1, listen all, a of 1, it will be referring to the element 6. When we are referring with the index number 2, we are referring with the index number 2, we are referring to the element 2 at the index number a of 2. Okay, so when we write a program, it will understand, computer will be understanding only by the index number. What is the array variable name? A. You just now we told the array of elements, Gautam, he was telling now, the array of elements is a sequence of elements which are referred by a single variable name, which is our variable name A. And with the one subscript, we have only one subscript. But for referring all these y numbers, we have to keep on changing the one subscript value. That is, either if it is 0, it will be referring to the first number. If it is 1, it will refer to the second number. If it is 2, it will be referring to the third number. Got it? So when you are writing a program, always you have to make use of the index number. But when you, for your understanding, or when you are displaying it to the end user into the display, when you are giving, if you are just giving, suppose if I am asking you to find the position of, I'm telling you, suppose I'm asking Gautam, which is the position of an element 9. Suppose I want to search and find the position of the element 9. What you will tell? What is the position? I will be running the program and I will be showing. So what will be the position of the number 9?
Position is 5, ma'am.
5.
Index is 4.
So you just need to return only the position 9. So when you are booking a ticket or when you are booking an flight ticket, you will be just giving the information which the user will understand, right? Your ticket is booked for this so and so date. Like that, when you run a program, you are asked to find the position of a number in an array. You will return only the position. Index number, nobody want to know, right? Because when you run the program for a small kid in your brother and sister, they don't know about the C program. they are asking you to find the position of a number in an array. So you will be just returning only the position. He doesn't want to know whether the index number and all we don't know. We are writing a program so that the user will understand, end user will understand where exactly the number is, right? So when you enter a number, it should return the position. Suppose I enter it should return the position as 4. It need not, internally, because you are a C programmer, index number is 3, but the position only they are asking. So I need to return only the position. Understood? So this is the difference between the two terms, position and index number. So position is equal to, how to get the position? The index number. Suppose an element, we are referring with an index number plus 1. So just add 1 because we know that it is starting from 0. Default, the index number will be starting from 0 and we will be entering the numbers from 0. You will be always giving position equal to index plus 1. So in your note, write in a box and give position equal to index plus 1. Understood? So now we are going to see our problem. Our problem is what? I want to find the search and find and return the position of an element in an array. If I give the element to be searched, I'm using a variable called as in order to accept the search element. So if I'm entering a number 4, it should return the position of the element 4 is 1. If I am entering 6, it should return the position as second. And if I'm entering 9, it should return, the program should return the position of the number 9 is 5. That is our this is our solution to the problem. Our problem is to find or to search and return the position of an element. We have seen, write a program to perform linear search. This linear search is a searching technique. So when I'm just telling linear search, you may not be knowing because some of you are not from computer science background. So in the last program, we had seen a sorting technique. That is, what is sorting technique? Sorting the numbers either in a particular order. It can be either ascending order or it can be either descending order. So we are using a C program. Our problem was like for sort the numbers in ascending order. So we wrote one C program. This program is for searching a number. Searching a number. So this program is for searching a number. There are different searching algorithms. So we are making use in our this thing. We are going to use two of the searching techniques. One is known as linear search. The other one is known as binary search that we will learn later. So linear search is one of the searching technique in order to search an element in an array. Understood? So here in linear search, we are going to search and return the position of an element in an array. Understood? So here, this program will be making use of an array, so which is declared as an integer array. So you know how to declare an integer array, right? Int, and the name of the array, if it is given, yes, A is given as the name of the array, and you can declare the size of the array. Suppose I am declaring the size of the array is 5, then you will be able to accept maximum 5 numbers. Got it? And then we are asking the user to enter the element to be searched. If I am giving, suppose I am going to search for an element, suppose I am giving 9, what will be how the program works? We will just see, or we will see only 8, 2. Search element is 2. So what will happen? How I will search for the element and return the position. If we are given only an array and we have accepted the numbers also, that you know how to accept the numbers using for loop. For a linear or a single dimensional array, we should be making use of only one for loop. Yesterday I was teaching for 2-dimensional and we were making use of 2 arrays. Before class, I have shown how to accept all elements of a single dimensional array using only one for loop. So anybody can tell me how to, if I'm declaring the size of the array as 5, maximum number of elements I can take is 5, right? But the index number, as I am starting from 0, I should set the control variable to be less than 5, right? And then how I should increment the control variable I plus. Using this for loop, if I am using a scanf within the for loop, then what will happen? Scanf, and in scanf we will be giving the %d, right? Within double quote. And then you will be using the array variable using an ampersand sign, ampersand a of I, right? So here when I value is ranging from what all values, I0 to I less than 5. That means it will take all values from 0 to 4. When a of 0 in the first iteration, we will get the value. Suppose the user enter 4, it will be saved in the array location at the index number 0 as 4. You know, this is a of 0 because index number is 0. Likewise, we will be running this for loop and we will be accepting all the elements of the array for 5 positions, right? For index number up to 4. Now, if I'm asking the user to enter the element to be searched, if the user is entering the element as 2, how I will compare and check whether the element find the position of the element if it is present in the array. How we will check? You will manually what you are doing is if you just see our with our eyes, you know it is in third position. But to write it as a program, what we have to do? We have to compare and see the first element in the array whether it is equal to the search element 2. If it is not equal, we are just seeing whether it is equal. But if it is not equal, then I'll check whether the second element in the array is equal to the search element. 6 is not equal to 2, so it is not equal. Then what we will do? We will try to see whether third element, whether it is equal to. Why I am using double equal to? What is the meaning of double equal to? We are comparing two elements. If I am putting only one equal to, it is assigning the value to a variable, right? So if I am comparing the third element of the array with the search element, you know that it is equal to 2. So what it should return? It should return the, if I found the element in the array, I should return the position, right? I will be knowing manually, an end user will be knowing only by its position. So what we have to do? But the computer knows only the index number, right? So we have to return position by adding 1 to the index number. So this is our logic. If you are doing it manually, means we will just return, you know that it is the third position, the element or the number 2 is at the third position. Now, we just need to compare only 4 with 2, 6 with 2, and 2 with 2. After that, we know that if the element is present as a third element, we need not go forward and search again in the array because we are just returning only the first the position of the first occurrence of that element. That much only we are doing now in this linear search. Then, so what we have to do now? How to access the first element in an array using the language which computer understands. That means, you know, computer will understand only with the index number. So how to access the first element in the array? If the array name is A, how to access the first element in the array? Tell me. Go on. Array is referred as A. No, Gautam, you told only one variable name. That is A, but you can refer with the different subscript values, right? So using A, but you know all 4, 6, 2, 8, 9, all are in array A. But how to access only single elements from the array? Using the index number, right? So if I give A of 0, I'll be referring to 4. Understood? If I am giving A of 1, I am referring to 6. Now, how to compare the two elements? Suppose the search element I have given is, if I am giving the search element as 2, search element S is the variable which I am using in order to get the search element. Suppose the user while running the program search for the element 2 and return the position. So how I will compare the element which is in a particular position and check. We were manually doing like 4 is equal to 2. With the array variable, if I want to generalize the program so that I can use for all the values of the different times when the user enters the array variable. Nirma, how to access the value or the element 8 in the array? Nirma. Nirma, are you there?
I got disconnected in between.
It's okay. Just tell me. How to access elements in an array using index number? 8. No, that element is in which position? Element 8 is in which position? Position only I'm telling. Just count the first position, second position, like that. No?
Fourth position.
Fourth position. Got it. So now how to refer that number using index number?
Position is equals to index plus 1.
Okay. So to get back index number, what you have to do? Position minus 1, right? So index number of 8 is what? Index number of 8 is?
3.
Tell me index number of 8. Down I have written, right? 0 is the index number of 4. 1 is index number of 6. You just now told position of 8 is 4. Index number is
3.
3. And I believe so.
I'm not audible.
I am not
Microphone is getting stuck.
Okay. So the position, if it is 4, then the index number is 3, right? So if you want to compare the first element, you will be referring with A of 0. So how I will write the program? If in bracket we will just check if A of 0 is equal to, I want to compare the element element at an index number 0 to the variable or to the value s, which this is a search element. No, I want to find the position of 2. So I'm checking it with the s. You know what is the value of s? S is 2. Right? So I'm just checking without using the actual number, because I'm generalizing so that I can use it for all the entries or all the instances. Suppose the user enter, this time I enter 2, next time I'll enter 8, right? So I cannot write here 2 or 8 constants I can't give, I'm giving variable name. If A of 0, the position at A or the element at A of 0, if it is equal to the value of S, right? If it is equal to S, then I will tell the position of the number is 1, right? But I know what is A of 0? A of 0 is 4. What is S? S value is 2. You are comparing whether 4 is equal to 2. You know it is not equal, right? Then we will move to the next element in the array. To get the next element, we will do A of 1, whether it is equal to S, right? Whether it is equal to S. What is A of 1? Abjit, can you tell me what is A of 1? What is the element present at A of 1?
6.
6. So you are comparing whether 6 is equal to what? Equal to 2. You know it is not equal. So what you will do? Again, you will go and compare the next element. To access the next element, you will be using A of 2. If A of 2, I am using 2 equal to compare whether it is equal to S, right? We are using the variable S. So what will happen now? You know that what is the value at A of 2? Tell me what is the value at A of 2? A of 2 is A of 2. You refer with the index number. A of 2 is 2. And we are comparing whether it is equal to S. What is the value of S? S is also 2. So both are equal, right? This is equal. So we have to return the position. Index number of 2 is 2, but position is what? Position is index number plus 1. So I will return the position of 2 is 3. Or we will return the element 2 is present at the position 3. Index number is 2, but position is what? Index number plus 1. So we will return the number 2, number or the search element 2, right? Number 2 is present at the position 3. This is how we are going to write the program. Understood? So this, if you are, suppose now for this search element, this time I entered s equal to 2. Suppose I am entering the search element as 10. What will happen? It will come and search A of 0, whether it is equal to S, no. A of 0, whether A of 1, whether it is equal to S, no. Like that, it will compare A of 2, A of 3, A of 4. Then also it is not found. Then what it will have to return? It is not, no, the element 10 is not present in the array, right? We have to return that A of 10 is not present in the array. So this is the way we are going to compare the elements of the. So how we will implement it as a program, we will just see. If you want, I'll just run it. So here we are checking whether now suppose the S value or the search element that we have returned or we have entered is 9. Then it will check whether the first element is equal to the search element. No. Then it will check the second, third, fourth. The last element, it is equal to 9, right? So it will be returning the position of 9 in the array as 5. So now we will see how to implement this as a program. I started for B batch, then it is like I'll start again. It was already time. So here ash include stdio.h. So you should tell me what will be the next line when you are my aim is to write a program to search an element in an array. So what we have to do? We have to declare an integer array, right? I'm giving the name of the integer array as A, and I'm declaring the size of the array as 10. But now I'm asking the user, even though I am declaring, so here you listen, if you declare and not using, I'll just show you what will happen. So here, if I'm declaring a size of 10. So if I'm using an array to declare the size of the array as 10, what will happen? Now I'll just show you. This suppose you are this is the array. I'm declaring the size of the array as 10. So here int a of 10, if I give, I will be declaring or I'm reserving 10 spaces, 10 positions with the 2 bytes in the memory. Got it? So this will be the array which is named as A, and you will be able to store maximum 10 elements. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. But if I'm entering only 5 numbers, suppose I'm asking the user enter the number of elements, and I'm accepting in a variable called n. What is n equal to 5? And I'm accepting only 5 numbers. That is, first number is 4, second number is 5, third number is 2, then 3, then 7. So I accepted how many numbers now? I accepted only 5 numbers. So what is the difference between the declaration of the size of the array and accepting the number of elements in the array? So here what will happen is, if I'm entering 4, it will be saved in this location, then 5, then 2, then 3, then 7. I have entered only 5 numbers, right? I have entered only 5 numbers, but there are 5 more spaces available which I am not using. So already I have declared a variable array of size 10. Listen here, I have declared a size 10, but I am entering only 5 numbers, means all these locations, it will be left empty. Understood? So this is what we are going to do. Here I am declaring the size of the array as 10, but I am asking the user to enter the number of elements. So we are using a scanf and using the percentage d. You are getting the value. I don't know. We are using the variable called n to accept the number of elements. So suppose the user entered only 5. Then what we have to do? We have to ask the user. We are going to enter. He's going to enter. The user is going to enter only 5 numbers. We are asking the user to enter the elements, right? Number of elements is 5. So now we are asking the user to enter the elements. So for accepting all the elements of an array, we have to make use of a for loop. So 1 number means you can use a of 0 equal to a of is 10. But when we are accepting all the elements of the array and you are accepting only n elements, then you are restricting the for loop control variable with the n. I equal to 0 to I less than n, I plus plus. Here, what we are going to use, scanf percentage d, comma, ampersand. What is the name of the array? A. And what we are going to use now? I, because we are generalizing it for all the values of the index. When a of 0, we will be the user will be the for loop will be entering for all values, right? So the first value of I is 0. So it will get the value of a of 0. Suppose I entered 2, it will be saved in the location of a of 0. Like that, it will be entering all the values up to suppose I entered 5 means it will be going up to less than n. Got it? So now after that, we entered the elements. Now the array is ready. Now we are asking the user to enter the search element. Search element. We are going to ask the user to enter the search element, and we are accepting in a variable %d, comma, ampersand s. So now how we are going to, so we suppose now we entered the number to be searched as 8. S will be having the value as 8. Understood? Now how to write the program? How to check each element of the array? Can anyone tell me how to check each element of the array? Jeevan, can you tell me? Jeevan Jude. Jeevan, can you tell how to check the first element of the array with the value of S? I just now showed in the PPT, no? How to access the first element of the array using index number? A of index number is?
A of 1.
Index number started
Zero,
at 0,
zero.
so we can start it as 0,
Zero.
right? This will refer to the first element. We are going to compare whether it is equal to the value of S. S is in, S will be having the search element, right? How to compare now? We are using an if, right? And we are, if this condition is satisfied, we have to perform something, right? If A of 0 is equal to S, that means we are comparing only the first element, right? Now, if you want to compare all the elements of the array, what we have to do? We have to use a for loop, right? For I equal to 0 to I value less than n, I plus plus, inside that we will be checking within using a for loop. Instead of 0, we are giving I. When I am using a variable, what will happen? I will be having variable, right? I will be having the value from 0 to less than n. So the first value is A of 0. If it is equal to S, then we are printing here. No, we will be okay. If it is equal to S, what is the meaning? We found the element, right? In that position, we found the element. Index number will be I, but we found it at the position, right? So we have to give the message to the user. If it is equal, what we have to find message? The element found at the position. What is at the position? And how to get the position now? So instead of %d, if I am giving the value which is given over here, variable which is given over here, I will be just it will be replacing, the value will be will be written over in place of %d. So if I want to get return the position, what I have to do? I have the index number. I will be having the current index number where the search element is found. So how to return the position? I plus 1. I plus 1 will be returning the position of the element if it is equal. Understood? This will be executed only if the element is this line, printf statement will be executed only if it is equal to S. If it is not equal, then it will come to this ending of this for loop. So I'll just give a tab and show you. So here all these will be executed only if it is equal. That is only one printf statement that will be executed only if it is equal to S. Understood? So this part will be executed. This printf statement will be executed only if it is equal. Otherwise, it will come to this and this curly bracket, and then again it will increment the value of I. This for loop will be executed until I value is less than n. Suppose number of elements I entered as 5, it will be I value, last value of I will be 4. Got it? So this for loop will be executed as many number of times as it is less than n. Now, after that also, if I'm not able to find the element in the array, how to check that? So when it comes out of this for loop, suppose I ended n value. Here now I'm just entering. If n value is 5, listen here, if n value is 5, when it comes out of this for loop, what will be the value of I? Can anyone tell me what will be the value of I when the program control comes out of this for loop? No one is here. Just tell one. So Shankar, it is not one. For loop, how many times it will execute? I'm telling when the program control comes out of this for loop. For the first I value, what is the first I value? What is the first I value? Initialization is to 0, right? Then it is A of 0. Then after that it will go and increment the I value. It will be 1. Then again it will check whether A of 1 is equal to S. Again it will go and increment the value of I. Then it becomes 2. Each time it will be checking whether I value is less than n. After incrementing, what it will do? It will check, right? When it is I value is 2, it will check whether 2 is less than 5. I told n is equal to 5. Each time I value is incremented, it will go and check whether it is less than n value. After that, so 2 is less than 5. So it will go and execute this line. That is if A of 2, if it is equal to S. No means again it will go and increment. Got it? So now I value become 3. 3 whether it is less than n. 3 is less than 5. Again it will come to this line. Then it will check whether I of I, that is A of 3 is less than S. Again it will go and increment the I value. Then it becomes 4. Then 4 it will check whether it is less than 5. Yes, it will go and execute whether A of 4 is less equal to S. Again it will go and increment the value of I. Now it becomes 5. I value becomes 5. Listen here. I value becomes 5. 5 whether it is less than 5. It is not less than 5. Understood? So for converting a program with function call, what are the with the function? Linear search we had executed without function. Now with this function means we need to have 3 things. First is the function declaration, which will inform the compiler the name of the function, what will be the return type, and what will be the arguments. And the second thing is we'll be calling the function. Third will be the function definition. Now we are going to name the function as linsearch. I had typed this and we are informing the compiler that we are going to use we are going to give arguments for this function. One argument is an array, integer array. The second will be an the count of number of elements in the array, and the third will be the search element or the search number S, right? So after that we will be in the main what all things we will be declaring the array. We'll be accepting the number of elements in the array. We'll be accepting the elements one by one using for loop, and after that we'll ask the user to enter the search element. So after getting the search element, we are going to make split the main into 2, right? Like from main we are just jumping into the function. So from here we are going to call the function. So linear search is the name of the function, and we informed compiler that we will be sending an array. What is the name of the array? A, right? We have already declared an array called A. Yesterday I had taught you when you are when we are passing an array, we are passing only the name of the array. We need not give the size or the square bracket. We are if you are passing the name of the array, it is nothing but the starting address of the array. That is the first address of the first element in the array. The second variable, which is we again informed the compiler that we will be passing the number of elements in the array, that is n, and the number of or the search element or the search number, which we have accepted in the variable called S. So these are the 3 things we had informed committed to the compiler that we will be sending, right, as arguments. Now we finished function declaration. This is function declaration. And then we finished the function call also. When we call this function, what should happen should be given in the function definition. As I told before, the same thing, whatever we have given in the function declaration has to be given as a title of function definition. Only one thing, there should not be any semicolon. So here we have given a we copied the header part or the function header of the function definition, and we have, as we have finished the main over here, we have to close the main. Understood? Main is starting from here, the curly bracket starts from here, and then we have stopped it here, and now the remaining thing we are bringing it under the linear search function. Got it? Now there are two functions, one is main, the second one is linear search. The remaining things, that is searching all the elements one by one with the search key, is done in the linear search function definition. Understood? And we are not returning anything, right? So we have to print whether the element is present or not present. If element is found, then we have to return the position. If it is not found, then we have to give the statement that element not found. One correction is there here. I had given if it is greater than n. If it is greater than n, that condition will not work, because I didn't run and show if the element is not found. The problem is, if I value will be changing from 0, when index number is 0, it will be comparing the search element with the first element. After that, I value will be incremented to 1, then it will be 2, 3, 4. So if the number of elements in the array is 5, what will be the last value for the I? Can anyone tell me what will be the last value for I? Archana, are you there? Archana TG, new girl, no? Are you there? Archana? Archana is absent. Bhagya? And just now I can see you have joined. Tell me what will be the values of I in this program. What will be the first value? This for loop you can see, right? So what will be the first value of I? What will be the first value of I? And how many values? All the values you can just message. In the chat box, you can just give the answer. I equal to 0. This for loop, can you see for loop? You have already executed. You are supposed to execute all these programs. I don't know. I can't keep on tracking you people. I equal to 0. Then S value will be compared with the A of 0. Then I value will be incremented. So 0 plus 1 means 1, right? A of 1. Then A of 2. Every time after incrementing, I value will be checked whether I value is less than n. Our current value of n is 5, right? We have asked the user to enter 5 elements. And a number of elements as 5 means n value will be 5. Then when I value is incremented to 3, it will come and check whether 3 is less than 5. Yes, so it will be going and comparing. Then again it will be incrementing I value to 4. It will come and check whether 4 is less than 5. Yes, it will come to the execute all these lines. Then after that I value will be incremented to 5. When I value is 5, tell me what will be the condition or the result of checking. I value whether it is less than 5, it will be checking over here where I value is currently 5, right? 5 whether it is less than 5. It is not less than 5, right? 5 is not less than 5. Then it will not execute these lines. So when I value is 5, I can't waste time asking you questions because already the last date is announced. We are requesting the university to extend. Understood? We are going very slowly. now as part of my work, I should complete. If you are bothered about understanding, you can answer. I can always ask you, but you are not answering. You are supposed to answer in the chat box when I am asking the questions. So 5 is not less than 5. In that case, it will come out of this for loop. When it comes out of the for loop, I value will be 5. So here, when it comes and check whether n value is 5 and I value is also 5 when it comes out of this for loop. 5 here, the checking is if 5 is greater than 5. 5 is not greater than 5 and it will not go greater than 5. It will not become 6 because the condition to come out of this for loop will be when I value is equal to n, right? If it is less than, only it will execute this line. When it is equal to 5, this condition will not be satisfied and it will come out of this for loop. So here, if you give when I value is greater than 5, n value is 5, right? So I value is also 5. 5 is not greater than 5, so it will not print the statement. So just make one correction because I didn't check last part. Make it as equal to. If I value is equal to 5, if I value is equal to 5, then the element is not found. So this will be the one correction. So now we will see whether the program is running. Many errors are there, right? So I value, what is the error given here? Undefined simple I. Why we are getting that error? Here we have declared I, right? But still it is asking for value of I to be, variable I to be declared. Why? Can anyone tell this answer? Why it is showing this error? What type of declaration I have? I isn't declared. Janani, can you, it is declared here. In main it is declared. You are supposed to answer in the chat box. Asha is telling we should initialize I. I have initialized I here. Why then it is showing error here? What type of declaration I have done? Here within this function I have declared I. Understood? But within this, now there are two functions. What are the two functions? Main is one function and linear search is another function. If I declare a variable within a function, you see integer I or int I have declared within main. It will be available only within main. Understood? A variable which is declared within a function is known as local variable. I will ask question, I will answer. If you are declaring it outside all the function, then it will be known as local variable, right? So as you know that here in linear search also we are using I. We should either declare I in both linear search and main, or another way is you can just declare it as a global variable. Global variable declaration is done outside main or outside all the function. You can just declare it here. This is global declaration. And I am going to remove this declaration from here because it is a local declaration. Now, what are the other warnings we got? No other errors, right? So these now we have converted the linear search program with the function called execute and send me. Okay, so here enter the number of elements. Even though we have declared the size of array as 10, we are going to enter only 5 elements. Number of elements as 5. So now then we are going to enter the elements 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3. Yeah. So now there are 5 elements, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2. Enter the element to be searched. I am going to enter an element which is present in the array. If I am entering 5, it should return the position. Position as where is the element 5 present, number 5 present, 1, 2, 3, third position, right? We should check element is found at the position 3. But these elements are stored in an array. What will be the index of 5? What will be the index of 5? Yogesh, are you there? Yogesh. Unmute and tell me what will be the index of 5? What will be the index of 5? Yogesh, unmute and speak. Gerard, I saw Karthik, Rahul, Javed, everyone. Shishankar, Mummy also has answered. Index Nirma, everyone is answering. Good. Now initially you people all were answering in the chat box. Now everyone stopped. Yogesh, I am marking you absent. Yogesh. Gautam Muniraj. Both are friends. Gautam. Both are absent. Okay. So here, you know that whenever you are having an array, yes, ma'am. You tell me what is the index number of 5 in this array? You know that these elements are stored in an array, right? Array, the starting index is? What are the elements I have given? Don't wait.
3, 4, 5.
What is the index number of 3? Index number of 3.
5.
Index number of 3 is 5.
1, 1.
1. 1. Index number will be starting from?
0.
Which is the first element in the array?
3.
So what is the index of 3?
0.
Then what is the index of 5?
No 5 index number.
Index of 5. 5 is there, right? 3, 4, 5. What is the index number of 5?
2.
2. Now, so what is the relation between position and index? Position is? Position is 3, index is 2. So it is position is index number plus 1. Understood? Okay. So now we will run the same program and check even the answer, like some element which is not present. Okay. Again, the number of elements is 5. I'm going to enter the elements as 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Enter the element to be searched. I'm giving the number as 9. Okay. You know that 9 is not present in the array. So we have to get the answer as element not found. Correct, right? So these two execution with with the function and element not found and element with element found, you know, that you have to send me.